Hello, my beautiful friends. It is time for an update video. Oh, how I have missed you. I'm very behind on the vlogs, but I wanted to catch up on what's been going on. So I have officially moved to Barcelona, which feels kind of crazy. So right now I am chatting with you from an area of Barcelona called Diagonal. I have an Airbnb. I figured I would get an Airbnb and try out some different parts of the city that I think I want to be in. So I moved out of my apartment in LA and I have so many things to share with you from that time. The healing process that I've been through this year to get me to the point where I can sit on this balcony and eat croissants. And obviously, like, this is a scary thing to do, but this is already one of the best things I've ever done in my life, and it just started. So I started this vlog series, Building My Dream Life, with the idea of making this a reality. Being able to change my life around, to make it a possibility to come to Spain and do the digital nomad visa, to make it so that I can earn money online so I could do things like this. Because I wasn't happy in LA. LA was a beautiful thing for a beautiful time of my life, but I felt so called to Spain. When I first came here, I knew I wanted to move here. So I started this series then in hopes of bringing some joy back into my life because I was feeling quite sad. The things that used to bring me joy weren't anymore. I knew I needed to start anew and I didn't know how it was gonna work. And honestly, I still don't know how it's gonna work, but I don't think we ever do. And especially in this career as an entrepreneur, it's so much of that. If we talk about logistics, being an entrepreneur is very, sometimes you're really high and sometimes you're living off your savings for like 2 years. In being in the place where I want to build new things and I'm starting new ventures, it's smarter for me to be here, even just from a logistics standpoint, because I'm making my money online, I'm building these things online, and my cost of living here is dramatically less than it was in LA. It's gonna be about half, which that's pretty huge. I don't know, guys. I have so much faith that everything is gonna work out, that I have such like a peace in my heart about this whole thing. And this balcony is my dream. Just looking back to that first Building My Dream Life video, and I'm eating ice cream out of a tub, and I'm in my little apartment, which I loved, but with bars on the windows, this is very different. And I think that it's hard to let go of things that are familiar, even though we know there's better out there for us, and to take the leap and to step out truly into faith. Because I think there's one thing of saying, I trust God, I'm gonna do these things. And there's another thing in moving in that way. It's like, don't just talk about it, be about it. Be about it. But anyway, in LA, the whole move went on. It was a lot. It was a lot, it was a lot, it was a lot. I have vlogs that I'll put out about those times, but this is just a little clip of moving out some stuff from there. Look at how much stuff there is. That was crazy. And because of that, it was not just so much like physical labor. I've never been able to like hire a company to help me move ever before. I've always done it myself and had friends help me. And I think that it was different this time because we're at an age where that's not normal. And also moving across the world is very different than moving across the country because I wasn't really bringing much. Like I had to take 10 years of things I had accumulated and pare it down into stuff that's gonna fit into suitcases. Because I'm doing a few trips, but it's just suitcases. I didn't ship a container because it ended up being too expensive and not really worth it for the amount of money I would save. So it was better to just sell everything and start anew, which freaked me the heck out for a while. But then I got so much better. Guys, it's crazy that I'm just sitting here. I'm gonna film a video of this angle so you guys can see this angle too. How is this real, guys? What the heck? Oh my God. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I didn't ship any things. And it was a lot. We always underestimate how hard moving is going to be, I think. And I felt a lot of peace through the process. But as it was getting towards the end, there were a lot of people that came out to help me last minute. And then there were people who were supposed to help me that bailed. There was also a situation with a guy who was supposed to buy most of my things, like him and his family, and also just like take a lot of my things because people in his community that could use the things. So he was like, anything you can't sell, give to me and I can spread around in my community. And I was like, great. He's like, I'll come with my cousin with the truck, great. But then that day he was supposed to come, he called me and was like, oh, I'm not doing that anymore. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Because I had spent time putting together clothes for his family, like all this stuff. And all of a sudden I had to figure out what to do with all of it. So it was a lot. My friend Crystal Jerez, who is a mix engineer, she moved to London and did it with a son, right? Like, I'm just a single lady. It's much easier. And she was like, it's so stressful, but then you move and it becomes just a little blip. And I felt that as soon as I was on the plane. Like, it was crazy and I was sore and my nervous system was crazy, but it was a little blip. Woo. Man, my last night at my apartment, everyone helped me, and then I said bye and everybody left. I was like, oh, I just want to sit here for a second. I could not stop crying. And I haven't been emotional about it since. I think that I'm very much somebody who processes emotions quickly, very much in the moment. I don't really put things to the side, so my emotions are very like just there all the time. So like I couldn't stop crying. Yeah, it was very emotional for me to leave that place, for me to close that chapter. And it had nothing to do with me not wanting to move forward. And it just had everything to do with, it's scary, taking a leap. And to take a leap alone, but I'm not alone because I'm walking with God. And I have community. Speaking of community, let's talk about my time here so far. I would get so lonely in LA. I had so many friends, so many friends in LA. But I think there's a few reasons that I think I really wouldn't see people in LA. One, I'm 32 and most of my friends have paired off now, whether they're in serious relationships, living with a partner, married, have children, that people have paired off. So that's one aspect of it. But I also think that it's because the cost of living is so high in LA that there's not much work-life balance. Like everyone is also there to achieve their dreams, to achieve what they're working towards, which is a beautiful thing, but it can make things very lonely. And especially as somebody who worked alone from my apartment, I would go sometimes weeks without seeing people other than like going to the grocery store, you know, just very solitary, very, very solitary. And I would take walks in my neighborhood and that was kind of my thing. And I look at my steps that I would average and it was like 3,000 maybe a day. Here, it doesn't even count all of mine because it's just on my phone. But like today, all I did was go to the store and come back. That's it, really. And I already have like 8,000 steps. It's crazy. Anyway, but community. I have one friend here right now, Marlene. Marlene, I met dancing salsa when I came here a year ago. And I've told you guys about Marlene before, and you've seen her in the Barcelona vlogs from before. To compare, in LA, I have friends on friends on friends on friends. Here, I have Marlene, and I'm getting to know Xiomara more, but a lot versus two. Since I got here, I saw Marlene the day I got in. I saw her the next day. We skipped a day. Saw her the next day. I saw her last night. We went to a karaoke bar. I'm seeing her tonight. Her and Xiomara are gonna come over and we're gonna make chocolate chip cookies and watch movies and do face masks. And tomorrow I'm gonna go to a flamenco show with them, and I keep meeting their other friends through this. And it is just such a social place here. I meet people when I go out dancing. I meet people when I go to the grocery store. I met someone yesterday at the grocery store. I couldn't figure out how to use the thing to weigh fruit. And this girl was so nice. Her name was Rose. It's just really different. Also, the way to get around. In LA, it was quite hard because someone lives far on the other side of town. It's like, oh, it's a lot to go over there. Because if you're just going a small distance, it can take you sometimes like an hour, sometimes more. Here, you get a Metro card, and it's for the subway, the bus system, something else, I forget. 22 euros, and that's for the whole month of unlimited rides. And you can get everywhere between walking, biking, taking the train, and it's all just so simple. And so I think it makes it really easy to have community here. Have you ever heard the idea of third spaces, where there used to be way more, where it was where you work, your home, and then somewhere else to be? And we've lost a lot of those third spaces recently. And here in Barcelona, there's so many. Anyway, I just needed community here. And then I found out that my other friends, I have 2 pairs of friends that are both in Paris now. So I'm gonna go to Paris and see them. I wanna go see my friend Joe. Hi Joe, if you're watching this, in Milan, now that I'm able to eat gluten and go around there. But I have such a peace in my heart around all of this right now. And it's kind of crazy that I did this. As the move was getting closer, I kept thinking, I was on, you ever seen the movie Rush Hour? It's just things are going and you can't stop. The brakes aren't working. It's kind of how I felt the last bit of this whole situation, because I was like, oh, I started this. That's it. I put in my notice for my apartment. I did these things. I'm like, well, and I think that there needs to be an aspect of that. I think we can plan as much as we want, but at the end of the day, something like this takes a leap and faith. I need to thank my friends that helped me move, because I think that is such a love language. I felt very alone at a lot of points in this process. And there were some people that really came through for me so heavy. So Heath, my friend Heath, thank you so much. Heath came through that last day. He doesn't even live in LA, y'all. And he spent the entire day with me from noon to 1 a.m. when we finished. And then that day that guy pulled out of taking all of my stuff. He was supposed to buy my washer, dryer, all these things. My friend Sam Henry, who's an amazing engineer, recording engineer, works with Tyga. She's a badass. She saw what I posted on Instagram, came through with her boyfriend. and they helped me for hours and bought my washer dryer for their new home that they just got. They helped me so much. Like taking down TVs. He took my Ring doorbell off and like put the other one back on. Like crazy stuff. Jet Galindo, mastering engineer extraordinaire, who masters all my music, and she is incredible. Also just an amazing mentor, teacher, human. She came and for hours helped as well. Like folding my clothes, the stuff that's like not fun, you know? Like just like sitting there with me. One of my people, Jimena, amazing guitar player from Mexico City. She's a badass. She helped me with so much too. A lot of people came and like really spent time with me. It was a lot. I think that things like this also kind of show you who your people are. And I think that we can think we know who those people are, but sometimes people will surprise you and really show up for you. Like even my friend Sanam, like drove me to the airport. We recorded like a little podcast on the way to the airport talking about our experiences in LA and how we feel like we've grown. I need to show you the other side of this again. This is crazy. This is crazy. Man. It was kind of a whirlwind. I flew out. My travel day was super crazy, really long. I got here and then I taught at Berkeley Valencia right away. I didn't take any video at Berkeley Valencia because I was just focused on teaching and my nervous system was so kind of just like shot. But it was amazing getting to talk to the students and getting to vocal produce there again. And I love teaching over there. But then I got really sick. And so I think I ended up having the flu. And so I was kind of sick from then until now. And I'm finally feeling better. I felt kind of bad being here and not getting to explore as much as I want to. And I see the days counting down because I go to Miami on December 14th to vocal produce, which is a big blessing. And I'm just like, oh no. But then I remember like, I don't have to feel oh no because this is my home now. Guys, just to explain one more time, like just the way that it gives me peace here. Just getting off the airplane. In the little things, like there's fresh food in the airport. Like you can get fresh squeezed orange juice and bocadillos, and the luggage carts don't cost money. And it's just, there's so many free things to do here. But hey, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being along on this journey with me. I have a lot to still share with you from this year because I fell behind with all my gut healing. But this gut healing, guys, has changed my life. So it's the gut healing and the nervous system healing that I've done that has allowed me to, I'm so close to food freedom now. I had 3 croissants today. I've been having at least 2 croissants a day. I had 3 today so far. And we're gonna make cookies with like real wheat flour right now. If you're scared to make a move, I would encourage you to make the leap. Do the planning, do all your due diligence, but I don't think there's ever gonna be a right time to do things like this. And I don't wanna live a life where I continuously think, oh, I wish I did that. And also, y'all, I really believe my person was here. I just trust it. I think it's important to be open to the idea that life can change all of a sudden in a great way. All right, I think that's all I have to say. Okay, let's look at the sunset together.